Sometimes you're not in a glow up season. Sometimes you're not in a season of leveling up, starting the business, focusing on your goals. Sometimes you're in a season of isolation, depression, grief, or heartbreak. Oh, honey, I hope you're ready for this episode because today I'm going to break down the 5 ways that you can love yourself during your off season. If you're ready to get started, get your pen, get your Post-it, get your ambition planner, and let's go. Hello, Ambition Babes. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion, also known as the Face of Ambition, across all social media platforms. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, I help women that are 40 years and older to be able to reinvent themselves, to prioritize self-care, and to stay focused on their ambitious journey. If you enjoy watching me on YouTube, but sometimes you want to be able to hear the audio version, make sure that you follow me on Spotify or wherever you stream your podcast at the Face of Ambition. And before we get started with this episode, I have an exciting announcement to make. I am going to be taking part in Vlogmas 2024. Vlogmas is a YouTube tradition where YouTubers post from the 1st to the 24th of December, every single day. So if you want to be ready so you don't have to get ready for 2025, then you're going to want to set your notification bell and make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. I will be posting every single day until December 24th or maybe 25th, and we're going to be talking about everything to get you ready physically, spiritually, emotionally, and personally to enter 2025 completely unrecognizable. I also want to thank the Ambition brand for being the sponsor of this episode. If you have not joined Clickish, honey, what are you waiting for? Clickish is a community of like-minded women who know that they deserve and desire more, but they also know that they can't do it alone. If you want to double down on your ambitious goals and be able to work with me in another capacity, make sure that you join Clickish. I will be hosting bi-weekly online meetings, getting to know about your specific ambitious goals and be able to create an action plan to help you to achieve those goals. We will have monthly challenges. We're going to pray together, cry together, and level up in every area of our life. So if you've been looking for a community of women to hold you accountable and you would like for me to be your coach or mentor, make sure that you click the link in the description and learn more about Clickish today. Okay, sis, let's go ahead and get started with this episode because I have a lot of things that I'm ready to unpack. Because yes, I am ambitious. Yes, I have goals. Yes, I know that I can accomplish so many things if I have a plan and a goal and a system. But there's a such thing as an off season. There's just a time in everybody's life where you're just not on. You're not ready to focus on your goals. You don't want to think about perfecting your morning and evening routine. You really need to sit still, to isolate yourself, to remove yourself from distractions, to rest, and actually reset your nervous system. Today, I'm going to break down how to love yourself right where you are. You might not be in a season of growth, and that is okay. What I love about God is He never leaves us without guidance. And one of my favorite texts is, to everything there is a season. And He goes on to unpack all of the things that there is a season for. There's a season to grow, there's a season to die off. There's a season to laugh, and there's a season to cry. If there's a season for everything else in life, why can't you take an off season? Life is not always about growth. Sometimes it's about stillness. Sometimes it's about nurturing. Sometimes it's about being poured into as opposed to pouring into others. So whether you're healing, resting, grieving, or retreating, your off season is valuable. So I'm going to give you these 5 tips on how to love yourself while you're on your off season. Tip number 1 is to honor the season that you are in. You owe no one an explanation. You don't have to explain to your sister, your best friend, your mama, or your partner why it is that you're not actually working towards your goals right now. If you have finally accepted that you are in a season of isolation or stillness, then honor that. Oftentimes, we want to disregard the fact that we just need a break. We just want to turn the lights off and lay on the couch with the covers over our head. And sometimes that feeling can be so overwhelming that it causes our bodies to completely shut down. What I want you to do in this very first step of loving yourself during your off season is to acknowledge the season that you're in without judgment. God has allowed you to go through this season for a reason. There's something that you're supposed to learn during this season. He's planted you back in the ground because you are supposed to regrow stronger, bigger, more focused. Sometimes you've got to isolate yourself to get one with your thoughts, your emotions, what you actually want. It's not always a season of grinding and hustling and thinking and planning and innovating. How can you think with all of that noise? If this is your season to plan, to write, to journal, to meditate, or to do absolutely nothing, thing? Honor this season and take the time that you need, sis. If your body is telling you that you need a rest, more than likely you deserve it. Number 2 is to practice gentle self-care. Now, what is the difference between traditional self-care and gentle self-care? Well, traditional self-care is getting up in the morning, making up your bed, practicing your morning routine, going to the gym, taking a new spin class, eating a healthy and balanced breakfast, getting dressed in your very best outfit, practicing your affirmations in the mirror, listening to a positive podcast on the way to work, having an absolutely productive day because you've planned it out the night before, coming home, decompressing, taking a bath, changing your clothes, playing with your kids, doing your homework, answering some emails, watching TV, doing your nighttime routine. Maybe you go to the gym in the evenings. This is traditional self-care, but gentle self-care looks a little different. Gentle self-care is not walking 10,000 steps a day, but taking a leisurely stroll through a park, sitting down in a quiet cafe and journaling, spending 30 minutes on the tea aisle reading every single ingredient in the new tea that you want to purchase, bringing that tea home, steeping it to perfection, and watching a full season of that show that you've been wanting to watch. Traditional self-care would be watching an episode, but gentle self-care means watching the full season if you want to, wearing your favorite pajamas or just your t-shirt and your panties, maybe eating a few extra carbs that don't align with your diet. Gentle self-care means sleeping in, showing up late, doing the best you can with what you got, and being okay with whatever you're able to produce. Gentle self-care looks like nourishing yourself right where you are and taking all of the time you need while you're there. Number 3 is to speak kind words over yourself. I don't know who wrote the song, but it goes a little like this. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. Sometimes you got to speak victory during the test. And when the enemy wages war, remember, giants, they do fall. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Oh, listen, honey, those words are powerful, because what I want you to think about is that you didn't hear anybody saying, have your sister, your mama, your best friend, your grandma pray for you. Read a book, read a journal, listen to a podcast for them to give you motivation. No. Sometimes you have to speak over yourself. Sometimes you're the only person that knows how you need to be loved. If you've ever listened to any of my content about negative self-talk, you know how seriously I take this topic. We can speak so horribly about ourselves, especially whenever we're in a season of isolation. Because you're not in the same season that you were in every other quarter of this year, it feels like you're lazy. It feels like you're procrastinating. It can even feel like you're self-sabotaging your success. But when you're clear on the season that you're in, speak words that are going to affirm the season that you're going through. If you are not feeling your best, if you are dealing with depression or grief, I want to encourage you to seek professional help. But if you have identified the fact that you are in a season where you just need to sit still, then I want you to do me a favor. I want you to take out that post-it I told you to grab at the beginning of this episode, and I want you to write out 5 to 7 affirmations on it. I want you to take that post-it and I want you to post it on your bathroom window. And every time you go into that bathroom, I want you to repeat those affirmations to yourself, because no one can speak kind words to yourself but you. No one knows exactly what you need to hear but you. You know how whenever you're driving home from work, you're on autopilot and you just get home, you know which way to turn, you know what light to take, you know what route to go. Before you know it, you're home without even thinking about it. That's because your mind has created neural pathways inside of your mind that actually are able to guide you in the ways that you need to go without you even considering, should I go this way? Should I turn left? Do I need to turn on my GPS? You know what to do. I want you to start repeating affirmations to yourself so that you are on autopilot, so that you say the words that you need to say over yourself until they become your truth. Just like you can drive home from work and don't know how you got there, there's a way for you to start speaking kindly to yourself, affirming yourself, and even using positive words to others so frequently that it becomes a part of who you are. Number 4 is to set tiny goals for daily wins. Now, I'm not contradicting myself whenever I say that this is a season of stillness, that you don't have to work on your goals, but I'm talking about small goals. If you are currently dealing with a season of depression or isolation, then perhaps your tiny goal is to get up and put on some clothes. Spray some expensive perfume on your body. Put on some Vaseline. Eat a healthy breakfast because you know you're going to have something greasy later on that day. The small goals that you can actually set during this season will help you to keep in momentum and will honestly start building the confidence you need so that when you come out of this season, you feel completely fortified, ready, stronger, more focused and resilient than you were before you entered this season. And the last thing that you need to do while you're loving on yourself during your off season is to lean into grace. If you've ever watched any of my other videos, you know that I believe that grace is given where grace is necessary. And there are times where we offer ourselves grace when we don't deserve it. But during your off season, I want you to lean into giving yourself grace. You do not have to always have it figured out. Sometimes the answer is, I don't know. I don't know when I'm starting the business. I don't know when I'm getting married. I don't know when I'm buying a house. I don't know when I'm starting the nonprofit. I don't know when I'm going to start saving the money. I don't know when I'm going to start my weight loss journey. I don't know when I'm going to start taking journaling seriously. I don't know when I'm going to get the help that I need. I don't know when I'm going back to school. I don't know when I'm starting the trade. I don't know when I'm finally going to start my first YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't have it all figured out. And that's okay. This is where grace abounds. There are seasons whenever you need more grace than others. And if you are finding yourself in this season where you are off, where you don't feel like you're on top of your game, where you're waking up just feeling foggy and sluggish, offer yourself grace. Now, sometimes you can be in this season for weeks or months, and sometimes you're just having an off day or week. But when you need the grace, take it. No one else is going to offer you grace but you. Someone's always going to need something. Someone's always going to be asking for more. But this is the time to implement those boundaries we've been working on. Just like I don't know is sometimes the answer, no is a complete sentence. Trust this process and allow yourself to heal, to rest, and to feel rejuvenated, and to take the time that you need to come out of this season better and better than you went in. Now, I know the way that I show up on YouTube may seem like I've never had an off season, but baby, I have had my fair share. I've had off seasons, I've had off weeks, I've had off years. And every single time I come out of that season, I come back better. I come back more focused. I know exactly what my purpose is and I know how to get there. God has gifted us with these opportunities to take a rest for a reason. So yes, even though I am the face of ambition, even though I will be making content for the next 24 days about reaching your goals and being better and glowing up, if that's not where you are right now, that is okay. You're gonna get there, sis. To everything, there is a season. Acknowledge the season that you're in. Love yourself during this season with self-care and kind words. Make sure that you show yourself the grace that you need and keep your eye on those little wins that you can accomplish every day. And know that I am praying that you are doing something every single day to reach your most ambitious goals.